All right. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and will rest therein. I'm coming with a topic. Our words spoken won't change, not one thing. Let me say that again. Our words, which are spoken, that, woo, our words, I could keep that off. Our words spoken can't change one thing. I'm coming to you with a message based on what was spoken to my spirit today. And I'm going to tell you all something. It is truly, truly, truly a blessing when you desire to know things and you wait on them. You wait on the Most High Yah to reveal these things to you. It's such a beautiful thing, y'all. It is so beautiful because he'll catch you totally off guard. And he'll bring something right back up in you that you asked him about or you was curious about, and you brought it to his bosom. Then when he bring it back to you, be like, wait a minute, didn't I ask you this 6 months ago or 3 months ago or a year ago? But it doesn't matter. When he brings the fullness to you in understanding, he's always on time. Always on time. And the way that he go about it, he don't leave you not knowing. He always show up and show out. He's always on time. Now, I ain't talking about our time. I'm talking about his time. And I realized that in the last couple of days that how he have brought things to me that I asked or I questioned him about 3-4 months ago. And I wanted to know, but I left it. I didn't drill him or keep trying to bring closure out of the book. I waited till the Holy Spirit had time to reveal it to me in his time. And I thank him for that. His time is just awesome. It is awesome. Um, Again, our words spoken can't change. Not one word. Not one. It can't change. Not one thing. Not one. Why is that, Sister Deborah? Everything is, was. Everything was, is. Everything that shall be has already been. What can Sister Deborah say that would change that which was, is, and shall be? Nothing. Let me say that again. What can Sister Deborah say in words to you all regarding that which was, is, and shall be that would change it? Nothing. Nothing. So it's not a word or words anyone on these platforms can say to you that would change not one thing. Everything is going to fall right in order according to my Father, the Creator, the Most High Yahuwah. You see? And ain't nothing gonna go around it, gonna go on top of it, gonna go up under it. No male, no female, no personal opinion, no feelings, which most of them, 99.9, is caught up in their feelings. Because the moment you even question what they speak and their feelings get caught up in it and their personal opinion. So Not one word, not one can change anything. So if we as individual want to really be helpful one to another, we need to say the things that strengthen our inner man, so that our inner man, which is our spirit, in which the Most High Yah resides, can strengthen our weak flesh to run on in spite of whatever. So that's something we could do. But it's thinking that what we could put out on these platforms, what we can say to you, our personal opinion, the way we feel about the biblical, the way we feel about the name, the way we feel about how things are going in people's lives, that's all. I would say good and dandy, but I'm not going to even say that. That's all fine if one wants to take on and continue. And a lot of people do that because they've been doing it for so many years. It's just become who they are. They don't. It's like a individual who's. There are people addicted to sodas and certain brands, certain kind. People addicted to candy, sugar, everything they have to eat or everything they have to have. It has to have sugar in it. They love sugar. People addicted to smoking, and people addicted to this and that and this. But you wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't think that people are addicted to this platform. They are terribly, just as they are to crack, just as they are to alcohol. They are addicted. And why would you put all of them in the same category? Because they're all vain and vaxxed. They're all vain and vaxxed. When people are not saying the things that give the people the strength within, to me, I look at it at a standpoint of spirit and truth. And I realize that it is what Solomon has been ministering to me in the last 6 months. It's all vain and vaxxed. And that's what led him to say, enjoy. Because these things in which even he spoke of regarding the things that the wisdom and knowledge that Yah had given him, they wasn't applying it. It didn't make any difference. He was just speaking, but he didn't stop. And that's the beauty of it. He didn't stop speaking the things which cause people to see on the other side is where it's at versus all of this that's under the sun is vain and vax. You know, it was always him continuing to inform them how vain and vax and vaxation things were under the sun, so people would understand that this is just temporary. You know, there's another side, you all, to it all. And I think that is the side because of the chaos in the world. But you know what? When I was thinking about today, when I was thinking about Matthew's 24, kind of giving us some closure regarding the end times, that, you know, I thought that was beautiful for us to take on to see exactly where we're at. So if people are teaching and speaking and giving us everything else outside of that, it's not healthy, you know, as far as our spirit being, you know, trying to help out our being. You know, we need that strength in the inner man to be able to tighten up that outer man, you know, to know that, because a lot of times things can get very stressful, you know, here in the hello everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you here today. Thank you. You can get so stressful even outside of what's going on in the world, a lot of chaos, but more and more things that doesn't boost your inner man to run on with the strength and the endurance that the spirit is putting in you, you know. And then you have to battle with your flesh, and you have to hear other issues that's taking place in the flesh that really doesn't help the inner man, which is your spirit man, that want to just pick up the cross and run, in a sense, you know. But the outer man wants the things that slows you down and causes you to be stressed, depressed, anxiety, and all those sort of things. That's because the spirit man is giving the authority to the flesh to dictate all things. And that's the part that we need to keep asking the Most High to teach us to walk in the spirit. He said, he that is of the spirit is spirit. Okay. He that is of the flesh is flesh. And what many people never really understood, nor do they today, that is only two. It's not an inner person or inner being, or it's either the spirit or it's the flesh. And they forever against each other, fighting it. Your own flesh. You see, so the things that people would say that doesn't strengthen your spirit so it can help your flesh, it's vain and it's vexed. Okay. So when I say our words that we speak cannot change one thing, really, it can't. We need to have a one-on-one relationship, a serious relationship with the Most High Yah, just to walk in this day, because you can be fed, the flesh can be fed so much to where the spirit is not nourished. Okay. But the Holy Spirit will keep you on top of your flesh, meaning constantly telling you and showing you how not to allow the things of the flesh, your mindset of the flesh, your wisdom and your knowledge of the flesh, your understanding of the flesh. Keep it tame so it won't be all over the place based on words and things that people are telling us. You know what I'm saying? That's just vain and vast. And all this chaos going on in the world, what can it do for us? Today I was in the water in the bathroom, and I had to run into the kitchen because that's where the paper and pencil was lying on the table, and I had to write something he revealed to me that I was curious about. I think you all might have remember when I used to say, and not used to, but when I said several times, what's this thing with Yah and the heathens? What's up with the heathens, Father? Even in Revelation, you still gonna be dealing with them. What's up with them and them knowing who you are and what you stand for or your power? What's the deal with these heathens? Today, I got a revelation from the Spirit of the Most High Yah. I thought that was really beautiful because I said, Father, I asked this 3-4 months ago, and here it is. I said, that sounds so sweet. It sounds so sweet because honestly, y'all might not have paid any attention to it, but Yah is always talking. When he's talking in this word, he's always talking something regarding the heathens knowing this. The heathen's going to find out this, and the heathen's going to know this, and the heathen's going to know this, all the way to Revelation. I'm like, wait a minute, what's the deal with the heathen knowing this and knowing that? When he gave me the other day the perpetual hate that the heathens will have toward us as a people, the Israel, that, like I said before, it means continue. Perpetual means continue and not changing. That means a hate that will continue and not change. Okay. But if you read also what he was saying after that, that's where it became powerful, because he began to also say that he's going to deal with them very harsh because they knew that we had an end to our iniquity. That means to our sin, our wicked. He said they knew that we had an end. They knew we had an end. You will never hear nobody preach that or teach that. Never. ever. So when he says, and narrow is the gate, and very few shall to righteousness, and very few shall find their end, or if it was so, it would fool the elects. You see, there are those that the Most High bring things to, okay, and give the information to run on to those that he already sealed to not be fooled by what is being deceiving many and manipulating others. That there are individuals, even though the gate is narrow and we have a small remnant, he's not allowing them to be in that slot to be fooled. Okay, he allowing them to find righteousness. You see what I'm saying? So what I was what he was dealing with me, he was saying that perpetual, I think I'm pronouncing it right, hatred that they're gonna have. That's deep. That's real deep, y'all. That's deeper than deep. That's just it, you know. And it's real hard. It's real hard because my son, when I gave him I gave him 3 verses to clam on top of different verses, but that one there I wanted him to read because there was another one saying the same thing, and I just wanted him to read it because he only not fellowship, but he only seemed like his setting is around the heathens only. You know what I'm saying? Not only, let me not say that, a lot. And I wanted him to, and even though I did not see that in the biblical to the point where it says perpetual hatred, and I'm like, okay, that might be in something similar to what my dad was saying because he had experienced it in his days, and I hadn't. I didn't know what that, that they, I knew that I've heard people over, and the saddest thing, I always believed people. I always believed people when they told me this person did this person did that. I remember working at Chrysler minivan plant, and several people were complaining, and I'm on one line and I'm working, and I hear all these people complaining about this this supervisor and the manager. One was Caucasian, one was black, and I heard them complaining, and every day I come in I heard them complaining. But with me, Miss Brown, that's how they treated me. But if a person treats me a certain way, it doesn't matter if I feel or see them treating someone else in a way that's unrighteous. I don't care how righteous you treat me. Sister Deborah gonna step on that. Every job I've had has paid me well, even when I was a young person. Every job that I have had good dental and healthcare, good benefits. But if I have to feel or see or hear many complaining to me or in the midst of me about what someone else is doing, I don't take too well with that. And that's why I said I ain't got no sense. But I will confront the individual. And I did. Hey, Chrysler, I went in and I say, they said, how you doing, Miss Brown? I said, I'm doing fine. I wonder if you got a few minutes. And hell yeah. I was always that type of person that always confronted the CEO, the director, human resource regarding people being treated unrighteous, unjust. That's me. Because to me, nothing mattered. This is where I know that the Holy Spirit has been in me a mighty long time, because I ain't got no sense. Keep in mind, I ain't got no sense. And the only way I could have survived since I was very young to now, I cannot say that it was me. I can't say it was mommy and daddy. I can't say it was my siblings, or only thing I could say, you all, and I'm not going to say no more than that. I give all praise to the Most High Yah. because it wasn't nobody that have allowed me to step in them realms, like in that type of realm of life. And and people respect what I said, how I spoke. And as I think of it, I remember going in there and they began to tell me that they are sorry that I am hearing a lot of things, and it's issues that they're having with workers or so and so, so on. But what happens is it is truly a blessing, truly a blessing when the Most High give you his spirit, and then he tells you to now, when you come up on situations and you need to know what you're coming up on, try that spirit by the spirit that is in you. I was given as a young person the spirit of discerning. That's another gift. So here it is, the spirit of discerning plus the spirit of the Most High in me, which is greater, who's teaching me how to use this technique that he implanted within, trying the spirit by the spirit. So it was really hard for me. It really was, because people treat you so nice. You be thinking, okay, but they treated you nice. But wait a minute. I never let the way they treated me override the way I felt that they were treating others. Hallelujah. Ooh, Father. I know it's an old song they used to say, when you look back over your life. See, looking back over your life is a testimony in itself. You see? And it causes you to think things over. You know, this sister here can truly say that I am saved. I got a truly testimony. You see, a testimony. So I think back at things like that, and how so many Caucasian CEOs, me being the only Black person at meetings. Yes, I don't care. This might sound funny, but listen to this. I'm a chef. I'm at this one place, and I had to, in the morning, I did the breakfast for 5,000 to 58. And that was at McDonnell Douglas Aircraft. Okay. Aircraft, the one that make the fighter planes. So they asked me, Chef said, say, Deborah, you sure you don't want nobody? I said, nope. I can come in by myself and do it by myself. I'd rather do it by myself. I did things like that because I challenge myself all the time and master every time to see if I could make like 8 different type of eggs, waffles, pancakes, where you had to pour them out and make. I mean, I had up to 6:30 in the morning. I had to be there at 3. I had up to 6:30 to make sure that everything was put in these big old warmers and put out on the steam table at a certain time, and bring my backup should be in the warmer. It's just so much at a certain temperature to keep stuff from overcooking and so on. But it was a lot of fun to me. I know it might seem crazy, but it's so much fun. The challenge of myself. Okay. And I just really got a kick out of that. So it's this heathen, racist. I call him a racist. I mean, he was redhead, and yes, he treated me nice, but I still found him to be racist because of the way he was treating everybody. So this particular time, I had finished everything, and I asked this other young man, did you need me to help you to wash the pots? He said, Miss Deborah, you'll do that? I said, yeah, you piled up. So I got over there to help him to wash the pots. And, you know, because I go home way before everybody else go home because I come in early. So I get in there, and the next day, here this redhead Caucasian manager come walking over there to me. Head chef was Sid. I'm one of the chefs. We had like 7 chefs under Sid, and I was one of them. That's my uh, head chef. So Robert Paul said, "What can you help him today on those pots, Deborah?" I looked at him. I said, "Say what?" Y'all, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I'm telling y'all, I ain't no good. I ain't no good. Robert Paul say, "This is a Caucasian man here. Yes, can you help him again on those pots?" I looked at him and said, "I tell you what, you got your mama's number? You can call her in so she can help him with them pots." They called a board meeting on me, y'all. They didn't. Robert Paul did, because he's head manager. He called a board meeting on me. Human resource director was there. I mean, when I went, it was a week later. I see it. My head chef said, "Deborah, we're going in now." He said, "We're going in, and I'm all for you." He's a black man here today. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Woo, this man is what you call a real man. But he say, he was an older man. Sid was like 70 something. And Sid said, but the whole McDonnell aircraft knew Sid. I mean, he had been there for like 30 years, and everybody knew Sid. So Sid had to come because he was my head chef, and Robert Paul was over him, and he come telling me to do the pots, and I told him, "You better call your mama. You got her number. You can call her up, and you better call her to go help him to do those pots." So they called a board meeting on me. I'm thinking back at it because it was so strange. Board meeting, 7 Caucasian people. Here it is, this here redhead sitting at the table. I'm so sick of this light. And he was my manager, and Sydney Lee sitting on my right side. And then you had, it's about 7 Caucasian, including my manager, Robert Paul. So they began to talk about why they were here, because Robert Paul called a meeting regarding what I said, and that I was being insubordination or something, like not doing what was asked of me. And Robert Paul told his part. You know, they're going to let the white man go first. And when it came down to me, Sid was right there. He had already told me, "Please, Deborah, don't pay them no mind." Please. He was helping me. He called himself helping me out. But Paul, Sydney Lee know that. Wait. Y'all dealing with y'all dealing with Deborah. She don't rumble like that. So here it is when it's my turn. And I told him the same thing, what he asked me to do. And I told him if he got his mother's phone number on him, he might as well start dialing it up and calling her to help him with those pots. I ain't hired on pots. My job is a chef, not a pot washer. Oh boy, Robert Paul was sitting there. When they finished, them old white men that was on the board of human resource, all of them sat there after I finished talking, and they asked Sid, did he have anything to do? He said, "She is my number one chef. Can't nobody do what she do." And I understand what she's saying as far as she's hired for this. She was just doing a favor to help a young man on some of the pots, you know. So when the people stopped, they stopped, and everything was over. All the Caucasian people started laughing. They old white men, they started bust out laughing. They thought it was so funny. And then they said, "Okay, we're gonna end this meeting." And they turned to me and they say, and Miss Brown, Miss Deborah Brown, "We want to let you know that if your manager asks you to do a job even though we know that you are not a pot washer, you don't have to wash pots. But if he asks you to do anything else outside that consists of your job, we know that you will do it. That's how they said. But guess what they left out the meeting and did? And Sid said, Deborah, when you said that, I was, he said, oh, he almost fell out of his chair. He said, but Deborah, you almost fell out the chair. And then you know what they said at the meeting? When they said that, I said, are we all good? I said, yeah, we all good. But hold up, I got one more thing to say. If he ever even asks me to do pots again, I'm going to tell him like I told him then, like I'm telling y'all now. He can dial his mama's numbers up and tell her to come out here and wash pots. And them white men turned so red, they was laughing so hard. They said, lady, get out of here. So what I'm saying, the reason why I took you there, I've just never been a person that bends. You see, I just never, and it really, that's why I say my life is a living testimony. Something along the line in my life, I knew I had something greater that was always present with me. And I was never afraid to just tell what I felt was the truth, speak righteous, and tell the truth. I wasn't one that would buckle, but then I never had to because they never really did anything to me. But when you see the word is saying that they have a perpetual hate, that means, and this is not just anyone saying it. This is what the Most High want, not just Sister Deborah to know today, but anybody that's walking in the spirit know this. So we can understand their hate is greater and beyond our understanding. It's greater. And the reason why I took you that route is because showing you different jobs that I've worked, that I have always been one that confronts situations that I really didn't know a lot about, but it didn't matter. I felt within me that they were mistreating people, even if it was people who were talking, but they was talking for weeks and months about the same people doing it. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me go in this office and talk to these people about their wrongdoing. I have always been like that. But I want to say to you all, it's nothing that Sister Deborah, it's not a word that Sister Deborah could have done then. It's not a word that Sister Deborah could do now that would have changed the situation. It's just he say that he is greater in thee than he that is in the world. Trust in that. Trust in he is who he say he is. And stand on that. And it has nothing to do with you as an individual. It's he that is in you. He said when they hate you, it's not you, it's me. And that's what a lot of people do not understand. Even when it comes down to your family members, your friends, these people on this YouTube, anything, it's not you that they hate. It's not you that they got the beef with. A lot of us want to think it's like that. It's he that is in you that they really have an issue with. That's the real thing they have an issue with. Because he took me all the way home to the beginning. When the ladies wanted me the women wanted me to turn my store in Atlanta to a counseling center on Wednesday where we all sit down and we talk about issues. And he told me to go back and let them know, just as I'm saying similar now. Sister Deborah can't say a word that would change anything. So when Sister Deborah is talking and I'm too far out in the opening of talking about things that does not benefit your spiritual walk, then I'm out of order. You see what I'm saying? Not to the point where I can't come. Sometimes we talk about other issues and things that's going on, but we must understand to try to start off with him and end with him. And anything in between, we can kind of swerve around, but we got to make sure that he gets the beginning and he gets the end, whether we like it or not. Okay? But I just thank him for that, because knowing these things and speaking these things It's him that's in me that letting me know this ain't about you, Deborah. So he told me to tell them women. He said, take them back to Genesis. I said, but what's the deal with Genesis? What's in Genesis? He said, it's right here. I said, but wait a minute. When you had asked Adam, but wait a minute. And then you asked Eve, wait a minute. Adam never owned up to it. He said, no. Adam blamed me. He said, that woman that gave me, she. So he first blamed Yah and then blamed Eve. You see? Never owning up to himself. So he said, the Most High said, tell them that this here was the start of it. And that's why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, because they're thinking that, why is it I'm doing everything? I'm working 2 jobs, make sure he have a car, his car insurance paid, make sure he have a roof over his head, make sure he's got food to eat, even after I come home from work. If I fix them something. These women were really doing it up, but they was fighting a losing battle because it's not going to change. And that's what this topic is still about. One word, a word out of my mouth cannot change a thing. Okay? But what Yah has to say is different. That's the only thing that can change any and everything. What Yah has to say. So here it is. He's telling me about this perpetual hate. And then he said, you got to keep strolling on, keep on reading in that same paragraph. In that same verse, Deborah. And as I kept on reading, my answer was sitting right there. It was there all the time. He said they knew. Not only did they know who you were, whom you were, that you had the best land on the face of the earth. So when we're thinking that those fake Jews over there and those people don't know that that's our land, we need to get our tail somewhere and sit down. It's so much in that Bible that have warned us and told us they fully knew. You see, they always knew. So when he's saying about they hate, and the reason why he's going to deal so harsh with them is because they had this continuing hate for us and that it's not going to change, knowing that there was going to be an end to the ways that we were and is. There was going to be, he said they knew that. In a sense, what is he saying? I wonder who knows what Yah is saying. He said he's going to deal with them very harsh to the point they're going to die. Because he said they hate is at such a high level, it ain't going to change. It's continuing. And don't think he wants us to understand. It's no reason for us to think that it's going to change. It's not going to change. It's just that deep. Now, he ain't talking about those who have been grafted in by faith and have trusted in Yeshua HaMashiach. He's talking about those, which is a very few. He's talking about, my phone is ringing off the hook, and I know it would have to be something serious because they didn't call 3 times. But let me go back into what I'm saying. He wanted me to understand that the reason why he's coming for them, okay, the way he's going to come with a sword is because, Deborah, they knew that I was coming back for you all. They knew that I was going to put an end to your sins and your iniquity. He said they knew that, and they continued their hate and their unchanging hate continually and not changing, knowing who y'all are to me. You see? So I say, wait a minute. So is that why you keep saying the heathen is, they're going to know this, they're going to know that, the heathen is, and the heathen is, I'm going to let the heathen know this, I'm going to let the heathen know this, because before he destroyed them, he's going to let them see that what they were trying to do cannot erase what they knew he was coming back for. See, we were to come over here, and all the things in Deuteronomy 28 were to happen. But they did things and took on such a hate for these people, and not just here on the four corners. They took such a hate for these people, and they should not have done that. That it would never change, meaning it came from children to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation, and it's all the way up into 2021. Still just the same. When they weren't, Yah, they knew that Yah, these people were truly of Yah. So what they did a heavy, hardcore disrespect to the Most High Yah. And he's going to clear it up. And he said, so why you run around here saying, oh, well, why does he keep saying, and the heathen's going to know this, and the heathen's going to know this, and the heathens then shall see, and the heathen this. And I'm like, well, what's the deal with these heathens? It's because they knew all the time. They knew. I just learned today. No, I didn't learn this today. I knew it, but I knew it the way I felt it inside. But I learned today how potent it was that our forefathers dropped the ball. Not so much as the heathens dropping the ball regarding our identity. They took the ball and ran with it. But our own forefathers, and I'm not talking about the forefathers that's way back. I'm talking about the forefathers that's close up on us up until today. They dropped the ball. You see, we came over here knowing who we really were. What happened that we were in ships and we got out of ships? What happened that we didn't have in us what we had over in our promised land? What was going on that all these things about Yahuwah and about our lifestyle? I know they stopped us from doing a lot of things, okay? Which that was also a part of why Yah sent us here, okay? But that which was in us should have still rest in us. Let's take the first male, man and woman that come, all of them that came off the ship, you know, the boats or whatever you want to call them, okay? They knew truth. You see what I'm saying? To the point where the Bible in Ezekiel 36 talk about they knew his name, but yet they got in front of the heathens and profaned it and disrespect his name. He said they knew his name. And even the heathen said to them, but y'all are the people. In a sense, why y'all profaning his name? Why y'all disrespecting his name? You see what I'm saying? It's in not just Ezekiel 36, but you can also see it in Jeremiah and in Isaiah. It's we profaning and disrespecting his holy name. And we don't see nothing wrong with it. And that's what the Bible was saying. We were doing these things. When were we doing this? When we came over here. We got over here and that's what we did. Freely. We were open to profaning and disrespecting his name. So that shows you we had it. But it's what we did with it. We didn't instill it in our children while our children were with us or our husband was with us. If they were taking me and my husband and splitting us up and dividing the children, the things that we should have shared with each other was what was from the Most High Yah, what we brought over here regarding our Yah. You see? But what happened, he said our forefathers dropped the ball. They didn't feed their people the hope that Yahuwah would redeem. Yahuwah is there for us. They didn't do it. They just left it alone. Instead, they profaned and disrespect his name. And even the heathen asked him, but y'all are the people. You know, in a sense, why y'all profaning his name? Y'all are the chosen. See, they knew who we were and we knew who we were, but we today don't know who we were. You said me, we are or didn't know who we were. You see, but those that came over here on the ship, 100 times 100 knew. You see, they knew, but they didn't. They dropped the ball, and I'm sure depression and stress and all the things the heathen was putting on them also caused them to not even think to feed their children the hope of the Yah that they once served, that they had turned away and started serving other idols. But they knew. They know. It's just like if you got in the situation in life and you really needed some help, and you here it is, you're trying to figure out, well, what should I do? Who should I call? I'm sure today, as they were yesterday, you would call on the God of your forefathers. You see? Or you're hoping the God of your forefathers. But just to get over here and not lead none of the people to where one might say something and they kill off the whole generation later on, the next one might say something to where we wouldn't be so out not having anything but what the heathens turned us on to. So he was explaining to me that our own forefathers dropped the ball on us, you see, and we're thinking that the heathens told us lies and gave us the wrong history. They did that, but they did that after they had us over here a certain length of time. But had they, our people, our forefathers would have kept that seed planted in at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of us, to where the next generation can know something, to where the heathens couldn't hide as much as they did. You see, we at least know something. We might not have the fullness, but what happened is in the last, say, 20 years, they coming up now saying, we the people, we, you know what I'm saying? But you take 400 years and you take take away, how many did I say? 20 years from that 400, that's still 380, you see, years that we still lollygagged. And even to today, look at today, 99.9, everybody role playing. Even if they call themselves awakening, but they're awakening to stupidity. They call themselves we the people, but at the same time serving Satan. You know, it's still the same old routine. But the good thing about it that I really enjoyed was he was answering that question that I had asked him 3 months ago. What's this thing with you and the heathens? Heathen this, heathen that, because he got some beef with him. You know, he got a due day with them, and it's by the mighty sword. Yes, it is. That's what he said. He said because of what they did knowingly. That how could you think they could have mastered many books and many movies? Huh? How could they have done that so long and be able to do the things that they've done? And if you now look at certain things that they had done, you can see it real clear for what it is. He said they've been doing that for a long time. They always knew. They always knew. And they knew what he was explaining to me is the reason why I'm coming back for them with the sword and with wrath is because they knew, Deborah. They knew I had an end to my people. And see, that's what y'all don't understand is what I'm saying. I know you don't. He's saying that they knew that I had an end to my people. They knew that. So if you know that I'm coming back for them, you're supposed to fear me. You're supposed to stand down. You are to do this. You are to do that. Because now you got to turn what is mine back over to me. So you got to have a different mind and a different heart. Instead, they went worse, and still to today. Still to today. That's why he was saying perpetual. It's not going to change, Deborah. You know what I'm saying? continuing. So that's why I'm going to continue this sword to take their lives in the end, the way they see life, because they knew that I was coming back from what is mine. How did they know? How did they know? Y'all, it's in the book. It's telling you. It's telling you. It's no way they could have mastered all these movies that really represent Israel and the war, them in a war. It was always something that has to do with the whole house of Israel. These movies always was somewhere connected. It's because they knew. They knew. And then when he shared with me today that not only did they know, Deborah, they knew I was coming back for you. They knew that I had an end to the things that you all have done. They know that I had an end to that, and I was coming to renew what was mine. They knew it, but they continue it even to today. It's still the same. So he wants me to understand when I'm working in my store and all of them that comes in there and they talk, it's okay now in the fullness to inform them that they have a perpetual hate. And what that means is constant, continuing, without change, hate. You see? This is an area none of them would want to talk to me, but it doesn't matter. He know who we giving this task to. He know me. I ain't got no sense. But you mess with me in the spirit realm, it'll set this flesh down and show up and show out in the name of the Most High Yah. So I thank him for that and what he have given me. So now I understand, because I was kind of like, wait a minute now. Talking all heat and this, heat and that, heat and that, heat and that. All way y'all might not even pay any attention, even in Revelation, the heathen this and the heathen. Wait a minute, what's this deal with these heathens? That you're trying to prove yourself. He said, because they knew. They knew. And that's when he shared with me that our forefathers knew too. They dropped the ball when we got over here, because they never left a seed of hope in the people, in their children, and into their children. They took on the heathen's ways and left that with us. You see? So he was explaining to me, even though he's gonna use the sword against the heathens and what they did. But before he used it, he's saying that when you keep on looking in there, Devin, you keep on. Let me give y'all an example of what I'm talking about. Let me just take y'all to where he's trying. What he's telling me and why. Now listen to it, so you'll understand why he's saying the things to me the way he said. Now in Ezekiel. In Ezekiel, chapter 36. Chapter 36. In Ezekiel, chapter 36 and 21. Ezekiel, we went over this before, but this is what the Most High is saying to me, because I kept asking him, what's your deal? What's your deal with these heathens? Is it something about these heathens that Sister Deborah and us as a people should know? What's the deal with these heathens? Look like you got something going on with these heathens. And this is what he's showing me. Listen to this. Ezekiel 36, verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name. Okay. Let me go up to 20. Let's go up. Let's bump it up to 20 so you can get a feel of what the Most High is saying. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 20. And when they entered unto the heathens. That means after he scattered them on all the corners, right? Whether they went, meaning those, Yah split them up and he summed them in different. In verse 19, tells you he scattered them among the heathens, okay? And he says, enter into the heathens, whether they went, they profane my holy name. He's saying that your forefathers dropped his name and profaned it. You see what I'm saying? Brought disrespect and dishonor to his name. It wasn't that they didn't know who he was. This was what they chose to do. They dropped the ball for us. Like they dropped everything else. And that's why we had to go to, be scattered. Okay. So we got to understand how we don't want the tradition of the forefathers. No, you don't. Okay. Now watch this here. This is what he said. Now listen to this carefully. And he said in verse 20, and when they entered into the heathens, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, now listen to this. When they said to them, this is what the heathen said. These are the people of Yah. Now you dealing with our forefathers, our men that came over here on a ship, standing before the heathens, coming here, over here. They standing before the heathens in which Yah has scattered them. Listen, this is what they did. Okay. Now we're right here in chapter 36 of Ezekiel 20. These are the people of Yah and are gone forth out of whose land? Yah's land. Not only did they know you was the mighty children of Yah, they knew that the land that he gave you was the best of the best. Okay. They knew that. They knew that that was Yah land. They knew who Yah is. They knew that he was the creator. He is all power. They knew. Okay. So this is what they said. Verse 21. But I had pity for my holy name. This is Yah. He had pity on his holy name. Why? Because here are the people that I gave my name to. And they standing here in front of these heathens, profaning my name, disrespecting my name, dishonoring my name before the heathens. And that's why the heathens will say, wait a minute, ain't y'all the children? Why are you profaning your father's name? Why are you disrespecting him and dishonoring him in front of them? So this is the way we as a people, talking about we awakening, we the people. That's how we was conducting ourselves in the midst of the heathens. We didn't have to do that, but that's what we chose to do. That's why the men didn't leave anything for the women and children. They didn't, how would I say, put any hope in them of their father, Yahuwah. They didn't do any of that. Instead, they got in front of the heathens acting a fool. How was they acting a fool? Disrespecting his name, dishonoring, disgracing, and profaning. That's what they said. Listen to 21. But I had pity on my holy name. That's Yah, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens, whether they went. Everywhere they went, they dishonored Yah. You see what I'm saying? They profaned him in the midst of the heathens. So when we sit and say the heathen took our religion or took our belief, that took this, ain't nobody took nothing. Your forefathers dropped off long time ago. Not just before they got over here, even after they got over here, these heathens. They cut up from the floor up, back disrespecting your father in the heavens and his name. And then the heathens even called them out on it. Why? Because they knew. Y'all said they knew who I was, Deborah. They knew who I was. They knew my land. They knew who I was. They knew that Israel was my children. They knew this. And they standing there saying, well, wait a minute, what y'all cutting up from the floor? Why y'all disrespecting him? That's y'all father. He chose y'all as the children. Why y'all acting like this? So we was acting ugly, y'all, before the heathen even got a hand of us. So that's been a lie. It's been a lie. Okay. Now, verse 21 says, but I had pity for my holy name. He had to. If nobody wasn't, he had to. It's his holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens, whether they went. Verse 22. Therefore said unto the house of Israel, thou said, Yahuwah, I do not this for your sake. So you keep on thinking everything is for your sake. He said, he do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, whither ye went. The four corners, remember they dispersed the children, all of the house of Israel on the four corners in different places. He said, I don't care if you went to Jamaica or the Western United States, you all disrespect my name. You just totally just act a monkey in the midst of the heathens. So the heathen was saying, wait a minute, if they acting like that, they didn't cut him loose. Wait a minute, I know he's coming back for him, but you look like they don't care. They didn't cut him loose. We're going to do what we want to them. See? We tied up. We let loose who he was in us and for us when we got over here. We just, that is what our men did. These are the things they are to be teaching and preaching and instilling in these men so they can try to gain something back. They don't care. See, they want to talk stupid about everything else. They rape my women. They separate us as a family. They did this. Y'all said, hold up, Deborah. They need to go back to what they did to me the moment they stepped on these lands in which I scattered them. He said they cut up Deborah from the floor of it. See, I didn't know that. I thought it because I said, Father, why are these men talking about Deuteronomy 28 as if they don't understand that they was acting a fool before Deuteronomy 28? Why isn't they take Deuteronomy 28 and cut it in half and not see the whole? I don't get it. He said that's how they always been and that's how they going to be. But listen to this. Verse 23 of Ezekiel 36. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathens. The heathens didn't profane Yah's name. We did. The one running around here, we awaken it. We the people. They bothering us. This is what we did as a people. It's never a repentance heart in these type of people. But Yah is also going to measure their spirits that they have allowed to ride in them. And those who got many, many spirits upon them, you're not going to be the ones that's going to get cleaned up and get out of here. No, you're not. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Now listen to this. Listen to what the Most High is saying in Ezekiel 23. And I will sanctify my great name. Why? Because you all done profaned it, disrespected, dishonored it, and everything. You did it when you were scattered, when he scattered you. Okay? So you was messing up from the floor before he even scattered you, before he even allowed them to take you on the ships. You was over in the land doing the same old mess. So let's go. Which was profaned among the heathens, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. See, he telling you, you got in the midst of the heathens and act a fool. You dishonored his name. You profaned it. You disrespected. But yet you want everybody to think the heathen bothering us. They took our identity. They took our this. They took our that. They took what you gave up when you got over here amongst them. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They got him, and the reason why, because Yah is the only one that is the true teacher. Okay, nobody. That's why I say our words, and I mean, when you notice, I don't say they words. I tell y'all, when I tell y'all stuff, I'm telling you this. Our words is the name of this title. Can't change. The words that we speak won't change not one thing. That's how ugly we are. That's how ugly we are. We run around here thinking what we're saying is really going to change things because we in the flesh. Ain't nothing out our ugly mouths gonna change anything. That's why we got to take the people the message in the spirit. That's it. We can't take them no message in the flesh. All this worldly stuff that's going on, yes, it's going on. And we're going to talk about some things like that too. We're going to continue to talk about them because they are before us. We're going to talk about how we battle and be able to endure it in the spirit realm while y'all walk with us, before us, in the back of us, and every side. We're going to give him all the credit. We're going to give him all the glory. We're going to give him all the honor because we ain't worth a dime. Okay? Now, and it says here, I am Yahuwah, said the Yahuwah. I am the Lord, but it says, said Yahuwah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. You see what he said? Listen to this, y'all. Listen to how Yah is going to do this. This tells you right here that it's not a word that come out of our mouths that can change a thing. But watch what come out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. Listen to what he says. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profane among the heathens. It was profaned among the heathens because we profaned it, okay? We, the house of Israel. Now, this is what he said. Which ye have profaned in the midst of them. He telling us what we did. Watch this here. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuwah. Yahuwah. When I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Now, you see how I did that? He turned around and said, even though y'all done this nasty to me, y'all profane me, y'all dishonor me, y'all disrespect my name, y'all do all those things. Guess what? Heathens, listen to what he tells the heathens. Listen to what he's saying about the heathens. When I shall sanctify, when I shall be sanctified, when I shall be sanctified in you before the heathen's eyes. See, that's the part that has bothered me. I'm like, say, what you mean before the heathen's eyes? What's the deal with these heathens? I'm going to show up and show out to them just like I'm going to do unto you. And in the midst of their eyes, I'm going to show them what they always knew, that I was coming back for you. That's deep to me. They knew I was coming back. They knew that there was an end, just like there was a beginning. When I put you over there and I had a purpose and a reason, I also have a purpose and a reason that's in there that told them that I'm coming back for what's mine. So when I come for you and clean your mess up where you need to be in me and me in you, they gonna see. They gonna see. What did he say? The heathen shall know that I am Yahuwah, said the Lord Yahuwah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. See, he's sending a sign to them. You're continuing with this perpetual hate, continuing and not going to change. But I'm going to show you who you think you messing with. You know I'm coming back for them, and you still going to hate on them? You still going to dislike them and hate them? You still going to do the things you know you shouldn't have done because you know I was coming back for them? Okay. In the midst of your eyes, I'm going to do what? When I shall sanctify you, hallelujah, hallelujah, when I shall sanctify you before their eyes. Woo! Who is there? The heathens. This is what I was telling y'all. I was battling this thing about. What's this thing with the heathens? You keep chasing the heathen, trying to prove something to the heathen. What's this wanting to prove to the heathens? So, let's go. When you get back to, let me show you something. Let me get my other verses here. Then when I get to 36 and 36, go to Ezekiel 36 and verse 36. Here it is. And I'm still like, wait a minute. What's this thing with these heathens? I'm so sick of hearing about these heathens, Father. What's this thing you got with these heathens? What kind of relationship you got with these heathens? I asked him that 3 months ago, y'all, over and over and over and over. He just not giving me the fullness. And that is, Deborah, when he gave me perpetual hate, he said, read that whole verse. At the end, you see where it says they knew that I was coming back. They knew that you had an end to your ugliness. They knew that there was an end to your disobedience. Hallelujah. They knew that there was an end to your rebellion. Hallelujah. They knew that there was an end to your stiff neck. They knew that God already prophesied that there's an end. I'm coming back for what's mine. They knew he was going to clean up some mess. They knew it. But they continued the hate continually. That's what perpetual means. And not changing. That means they hate so thick. This is what made it so easy for them to do all the killing and burning us up and doing all. That's just how heavy that hate was. Now listen to what he said. Ezekiel 36 and 36. Then the heathens that are left round about you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Now I'm like, wait a minute, what you mean? Why you want them to know? What's the deal with them knowing who they are? Who they supposed? Because he wants to destroy them right before their eyes with showing them that he's claiming us back. He wants them to see how he's going to bring us back into the fold. He's going to clean us up. He's going to place his name in us. He wants them to see. And you thought I wasn't coming back for what's mine. Even after you knew from the beginning of that book to the end that I proclaimed they were mine and I was coming back. But you knew. And you did things to them knowing that I was going to come back and claim them. And if I come back to claim them, you knew that they were mine. And you did it to them anyway. What's that to say today? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What is that to say today? They have not changed. The hate is higher than the hate itself. So who they buckling up against? Not us. Who they buckling up against? Not us. They finna mess with the right hand and the stretched out arm. They in trouble. Whether they know it. No, yeah, he said they know. See, that's what he want me to understand. Deborah, they know. They always knew. This is nothing new. He always want people to understand. Stop going to dumb city on everything. Like, no, everybody want to act like they don't know. They left from their right. They right from their left. They up and they down. Stop this game. Stop this monkeying around. We in such a late time. As the word been prophesied about earthquake and diverse places and all these nations against nations, that means people within the people. Even in your own city, in your own state, in your own country, they're going to be throwing down with each other. 99.9 gets on this devil platform and don't even understand the war between he that received the jab and he that did not receive the jab. They trying to start a racial war there. They have taken the food and not just the food, but yeah, and got it sitting up on water and lying about the trucks. We got a shortage of trucks. Y'all ain't nothing been a shortage of nothing outside of what they created themselves. Because they're trying to bring this place down. And they're going to successfully do it because the word said it. And I believe it. When I say they're going to bring it, they're going to bring it down. They're bringing it down themselves. Not as I speak. They've been doing it for quite a while. Because of this here place is down. This here place is down. But what he was saying, listen to this. Ezekiel 36 and 36. He said, then the heathens that are left round about you shall know that I am Yahuwah, built the ruined places. Hallelujah. And planted that which No, that is not that which that was desolated. I, Yahweh, has spoken it, and I shall do it. He's trying to say that to you as a Hebrew Israelite, not a Hebrew Israel, as the whole house of Israel, the tribe of Judah and the whole house of Israel, he's saying to them, he's still talking to the heathens, y'all. He's talking to the heathens, but he's talking to this sister here, because he wants me to know. I will not have you to be ignorant. 24:24. Wake up. And I don't mean wake up to that stupidity. Wake up to spirit and truth. In the spirit and truth, in verse Ezekiel 36 and 36, he's telling the heathen, then the heathens that are left round about you, Deborah, shall know that I, Yahweh, built the ruined places and planted that was desolated. I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and I will do it. He means business. But he's all about letting the heathen see face to face while they're still living that they have always been mine, and you knew it. And you disrespect me just as much by treating them that you knew I still had. And I was coming back. And you did every hateful thing you possibly could. I'm coming for your butt. You knew they were my babies, and you did it anyhow. See? So I'm running around here. Wait a minute. Why are you so into letting the heathen know that? That's why. So I just thank him. 3 months later, he comes and he explained to me because of what the heathens always knew. And he broke it down to me that my forefathers, which came over here in a ship, they knew righteous. They knew his name. They knew everything they needed to know to keep telling each other. They didn't even need a book, he said. They didn't need nothing. It was always present in them. They got in front of the heathens and they're him, everything they had coming, they got it. Of the heathens knowing they belong to me. See, you can't go around doing anything to anyone or anything that y'all claim to be his. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You're talking about the one that created the whole heavens and the earth. What makes you think you can just go and do something to his? You only can do what he allowed you to do, and it has to be only what he allowed. You know, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's give you an example. You remember when Satan came in the midst and he said, asked him where was he going? He said, I'm going to and fro, seeing who I may devour. And then he told him, asked him, have you tried my servant Job? You see, they too, the heathens. Now, if he charged the Satan and say, have you tried mine? What makes the heathens do what they did to his? You see, that's a no-no. Because even Satan knows you don't mess with what belongs to the Most High Yah unless he give you the room and the space to do it. You see? And when he said the room and the space, you better make sure you got the right room and the right space when you do. Because he had to break it down to him. Okay, if you move this, I'm sure he would do this. If you take that hedge off, if you do, surely. But he wasn't going to do what was against Yah to Job. You see what I'm saying? Satan himself knew that he couldn't do whatever he wanted to Job that wasn't in the standards of Yah. Satan himself. Where these heathens come from? Where they come with this mess? Let me cut you off. You gonna come on now, huh? But what you see what I'm saying? So if Satan can abide by the standards, okay, you can go on do what you want to Job, but I'm gonna tell you don't do this. You know, there's some standards. Did Satan cross y'all standards? No. Why? Because he knew that was still, no matter what, He can get Job to say, do, or whatever. He still belonged to Yah. Do y'all get it? But these darn heathens, they knew the same thing that Satan did, but they went way and beyond. They went way and beyond. Yah said, hold up, don't do that. Nope. Why? Because they were totally bringing total 100 disrespect even to Yah. That's greater than anything. Because they went overboard knowing that these are Yah's babies. You see, you think Satan would have did something to Job knowing that Job was Yah's baby? You think Satan would even came up on the corner of the table to Job knowing that Job was Yah's baby? No, he wasn't. He wasn't going to do it. You see what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? But these heathens, they went all up on the table, crossed the table, stood on top of it, and stood under, and still doing it today. That's why the perpetual hate is at a level where it's continuing and never changing. Why? Because Yah is not going to stop them. He's going to let them do what they did. And then he's going to punish them with the mighty sword. And then before he punish, he's going to let them see. Now, you see what, see, this is what he's going to let them see, y'all. Now, do you see how y'all did them? Did you see what you did to my babies? Now, do you see who they are now? That's deep, y'all. That's deep. You did this to them. You did this to them. And do you see who they are now? So the message that the Most High was giving Sister Deborah was, well, guess what? The reason why I'm talking about them heathens is because I got something to show them. When I finish with my babies, they're going to see. That's what it says in 36. The heathen's going to know. The ones that left round about, because he's going to destroy them with the sword. They're going to know. These were my babies. These is my babies. Always was. And you see, all that y'all done it to me. Because these were mine. And you knew it. You thought I wasn't coming back for them. I know they messed up from the floor up. They cut up. They did everything you all did and everything you all showed them, what you backed them in the corner to do. They did stuff before. They profaned me in front of you. But look, they were still mine. You know how you might have a daughter or a son that say something that's disrespectful, but it don't stop you from loving them. You see? It don't stop you from being mama or stop you from being daddy. You hurt about what they say or what they being disrespectful, but it don't take away that's your child. So it's Yah is saying this. So I thank him today. While I was in the water, he wanted me to fully understand how he's going to deal with the heathens and the reason why. The good thing is about it is I spotted it and I saw him almost like in a situation with the heathens. And I'm like saying, why are you worried about the heathen knowing this? They ain't nobody. You the creator. You don't owe nothing to them. They ain't nothing. They ain't nobody, but you always trying to teach them and prove something to them and show them something. What for? It's because of what they did. He's going to show them, see, you thought I wasn't coming back, but what's mine? It's mine. And this is what I'm going to do. Once he clean us up and get that land back that's desolated, he's going to clean it up and straighten it up and destroy all of those that's over there. He's going to destroy them from one end to the other. And then he's going to clean it up and do it, everything, get it ready, and then tell the heathens, now what? How you like me now? How do you like me now? Because they don't see that. They can't see that right now. So they're continuing that hate. And this is it's an all-time high. So know that this day that the heathens has an all-time high hatred that's going to continue. Okay, so know that, and it's not going to vanish or disappear. Yep. All righty. Let me ask you something. You said between, it's a choice between or not be, between a choice believing or not believing. Oh, I wish I could say I agree with that. No, I don't. Father, forgive me. I don't wish I could say I agree with it because I like your way. I like his way. Because if he knew you before the foundation of the world, and he knew you before you was in your mother's womb, and if he ordained you and predestined you, and then turn around and order your steps, then which choice do you have in the final order? That's what people, that's a going back to taking the power away from him and giving it to us. It has a great deal with walking in the spirit. He that is born, hallelujah, thank you, Father, I needed that one. He that is born of the spirit is of the spirit. He that is born of the flesh is of the flesh. Okay, if the Most High have given everything to be a choice to us, how did we get in the Lamb Book of Life before the foundation of the world? How did we get there? How did he know us? And why did he know us before the foundation of the world? How did he predestine us? If we predestined ourselves once we got here. Can someone? That's right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Deuteronomy 30 and chapter 30 and verse 7. And Yahuwah thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemy and on them that hate thee, which prosecute thee. See the thing, they don't even understand. It is worse than worse what he has planned for them, because they done it and still doing it. They're still feeling okay. Some of them are feeling it. Some of them are feeling it. But I kind of at the point now feel really strange about people who get in relationships not knowing where these heathens stand. And if that heathen stand for the Most High Yah and they believe in Yeshua HaMashiach, then yeah, let them be like that before you meet them. You see, let this be who they are, not who they're going to be once you marry them. No, they have to already have that in them. Great, in a sense, precept on 30 verses, Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. That's a good one, because that helps out with understanding the hate. They're gonna get a taste of their own hate, but it's gonna be worse than the way he said he's gonna bring the sword on them. I was like, okay. Yep. But did y'all know that if we think or feel within our natural heart that everything is up to us to choose our destiny and our purpose and where we're going from here, you take the power from the one that created you, that knows you're going and you're coming, that knows your day in and your day out. So if you have the choice to rule over what he has the power to do, then you'll be able to have the day you come in and the day you come out already mastered. The day you come in and the day you die already mastered. Because what if y'all have December the 15th for Sister Deborah to sleep? How can I override that with my choice? How can I override coming out of my mother's womb with my choice? See, if you don't have a choice to come in and a choice to go out, tell me what choice you have to run your beginning to your end. Somebody need to talk to me. That's a heavy topic. Let me tell you why. Nobody is willing to give the power back to where it belongs. We want the power. That's just all it is to it. We haven't understood the right hand and the stretched out arm. Once you understand all of that, even Job, you remember Job come having these little issues about this and that, and he said, wait a minute, hold up. Where were you when I hung the stars? Wait a minute, Father, y'all. What you mean, where was he? You know he wasn't nowhere around. What you mean? That's the point. Stop thinking that he is nobody and you are somebody. Give that power back to where it's due. The one that calls you in and call you out. He has the key to life and death. So if we have such a heavy control over our choices, tell me somebody, can you call yourself in and can you call yourself out? Even people who commit suicide, guess what? I'm a living witness because my son tried it. When they found him, they was trying to figure out, well, what was going on. Life and death, as my testimony will tell you, it's not in your hand. I know it. People think it is because they take the power from away from him in every way that they possibly can. Just so people can think that they got the strength. Do you think, let me show you an example. Spiritually, if it wasn't for the Most High Yah being in me, with me, before me, in the front of me, and in the back of me, on every side, it is so many things going on today, you wouldn't know if you're going or coming. Sister Deborah either. So what I have to do, I'm going to trust in that power and know that it is who he said it is. That power didn't let me go around a cliff and land, go over the cliff and land on a solid rock and be sitting there alive with two babies, one with a heart surgery, just had a heart surgery 3 days prior, and the other one sitting in the back seat, both of them on the floor from going over the cliff. But I'm sitting in the car. I unbuckled myself and got them without shaking the car off the rock. That the car went. Don't tell me who he is. My life is not in my hand. My life is not my choice, y'all. It never was and never will be. When you get to know who he is, you will know that this is a power beyond a power. This is something that was, is, and shall be. How is it he's able to prophesy and allow this book with things that contain it to him to be able to survive all these years without having that power to do that? Anybody just, if I'm sitting at home and I'm just thinking of the sea and parting the sea and going on dry land, how dare I can see a choice in that. I see power beyond power. Yeshua going waking up the dead. Wait a minute, I see power behind power. Healing the sick. I see power behind power. I am not. That's why those psychics get paid. Because people take the power and make it theirs. Oh, I've been a psychic. I remember since I was a little girl, I was able to do this and I was able to do that. You will never hear Sister Deborah say that. Why? I give the glory and the honor to him being able to allow me to see things. I would never take that for myself. I wouldn't dare. Now I understand because y'all said in all your getting, Get understanding. Okay? Get it. Not think about it. Try to or want to. He said, get it. Because understanding breaks up wisdom and knowledge. It brings you something that you never had before. It ain't like the understanding you get in your math book at school, your algebra and your all this other stuff. It's not that understanding, y'all. It's deeper than that. Understand why it was like A to Z. That's the understanding he's talking about. And in that, getting that understanding, our understanding that all power rests in him. It's greater. And nobody can override it. Not even Deborah's choice, Deborah's willpower. We have to understand, y'all, there's two everything. There's a spiritual choice and there is a fleshly choice. Your fleshly choice will never outride the spiritual will of the Father. Never. Your spiritual will of the Father, okay, has orchestrated the will that you're going to walk in. And he's going to allow your flesh to do likewise. To walk in what he's allowing it to walk in, because he ordered the steps. If he ordered my steps from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my life, then which step has I ordered? You see, we have to give. He said they deny the power. People don't understand the power itself. And the thing about it, the heathens do. And that's what I think is very sad. They know who he is. And that's what's going to cause them to lose their life by the sword and the wrath of Yah. Because he clearly knows they in full understanding A to Z. And they walking around here like they don't know A to B. Because they want to continue their hate and their sin, their unjust, their unrighteousness among a people. Because if they can keep stepping on us and lowering us, they feel they're getting higher. And all they don't understand is the fire of eternal hell. Eternal damnation is heating up. That's the only high you're going to get. It's going to get turned up high. That's about all you're going to get in eternal. Is that turn a lake of fire. And it's going to be up high. So play that role up here on this earth if you want to, that you all let in some with that hatred being at that level. You go right ahead. And I advise us as a people to not take on that hate that they have. Because it has its D-Day. It has a meeting with Yah. What you mean, Sister Deborah, with that right hand power? So don't try to match up with what they thinking and the way they think and the way they act and the way they conducting themselves. You represent the Most High Yah. So let him that is in you be greater than he that is on the outside of you. All righty. No, that's right. Don't take on their hate, because you can easily do it. You can easily do it. Because I'm sitting here telling y'all, when I go to my store, and they always want to bring up the Bible, and they want to bring up different races and the things that's going on. See, I'm not, Sister Deborah can't hold back. You see? But by the Spirit of the Most High Yah, he still tames Sister Deborah. When they start to say something, it'll be his spirit that tells me, tell them. Or it'll be his spirit that hold back. You see what I'm saying? I myself knows if it was up to me, hey, I'll open up the door and put a big old sign in the window and let them know, come on, talk to me about it. And when they get in there, I'll whoop them with that, with that verse showing them their hate. I can get all three of the verses showing them where they really rest in. But that's my flesh. I know something that's greater than me, that know how to deal with them, like you know how to deal with me and us as a people. So I thank him for that. This darn thing is all on my paper. It's right. It's his. Yep. Jeremiah 16 and 19. Jeremiah 16 and 19. I like Jeremiah. I like Ezekiel. I like Isaiah. Oh, Ecclesiastes. Oh, I love it. Oh, I like Psalms. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah 16, verse 19. Oh, Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress, all and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Truly, our Father have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. They're gonna get that. But them saying that is not where we at today. A lot of our people would understand it to be that. This is after y'all has changed us. Will they say that? They're not going to say this to us now. Okay, they're going to say that to us later. After y'all put a new heart in us, a flesh, put his name in us, and clean us up. He said he got to clean that filth. He had to clean all that mess out. And then they're going to see. You see, they're going to see that after he does what he's going to do to us, how he's going to do what he's going to do to us. And then you see verse 20. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are not gods? 21. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know my hand and my might. Hallelujah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And they shall know that my name is Yahuwah. You see where he said that hand and that might? He know where it's at. Why we run around here think it's all about us? Add that in everything you do. When you speak of him having that right hand and that might, which is that stretched out arm, meaning that strength. Stop trying to make him look like he exists with no power, when all power is rests in him. We ain't got nothing without him. And what we have, by us not having practicing embracing the faith that rests in us, we ain't got no power no way. We got it, but we have compressed the power that rests therein, because we have limited our faith that he has placed in us to do what it is to do, because we think it's about trying to look the role, trying to act the role, trying to play the role. Take off them clown clothes and put on some spiritual clothes, because them clown clothes is for the flesh. That's like he said, wolves in sheep clothing. They wolves, but they got sheep clothing on. Take them darn clothes off so you can see that you're a wolf. That same way, when I said clown clothes, take them things off. Stop trying to look the role. Stop trying to act the role. Trying to talk the role, walk the role. And all that is role playing. It's for the flesh. It's for the flesh. So, yep, sure. And we all have some filth. We all. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Because let him tell it, we all clean in our own eyes, if you let the devil tell it. But just think about what he did. How he knew when Yah charged him regarding Job, he had a limit. He knew he couldn't cross that line. So what make these heathens think it was okay for them to cross that line? They did it, knowing. Now, if the Satan feared Yah enough not to cross his line, you see the thick of that hate and the spirit that's on these heathens? You see how thick it is? You see how thick it is? It's thick. And that's why, again, you can sit on these platforms and we can talk. But our words that we speak and we have spoken won't change a thing. What you mean, Sister Deborah? It won't. because it's finished in Yah. Ain't gonna be no change. It's over. We have to trust in what he already done said. We have to believe what he already spoken. That's it. But we so hung up on trying. This thing is getting on my nerves. This little, what kind? It look like a bee. We trying to do us. We trying to make it the way we want it to appear. But the truth be told, it's all about him. It always been. Always been. When it's all over, it's going to be about him. You think we're going to go in the New Jerusalem and say, hey, girl, when you going to get this here? Hey, no, it ain't going to be that, baby. We're going to be worshiping him. We're going to be holding him. Praising and honoring him. It's what we did before we got here. It's what we're going to return to. You see? So Sister Deborah, anyone else have any questions or they want to talk or say anything before we end this live screen? Scream. Live stream. Clean all our filth up. Yeah. Right through here. Mm-hmm. So Sister Deborah, will say, I will be back. I love you all and I appreciate you all coming in tonight. And if you run up on, which you will, more than you ever have, verses where he's talking about how he's going to show the heathen this, he's going to tell the heathen this, they're going to see this, they're going to see that. It's all because they knew all the time. And I think the hardest thing for me is, but Father, why are these Negro people, especially our men, still making videos to identify we the people? Whew. If you the people, why ain't you walking therein? If you know that you are the people, why ain't you doing the righteous things, those things that are just? Why ain't you walking into that? Something to think about. All righty. So I appreciate you all too. Thank you so much. All praise to the Most High Yah. Glory and honor to our Most High. Praise the mighty Yah. So Sister Deborah will say to you, I will be back. So I say shalom, shalom.